Hey guys, hello and welcome. Welcome to Tuzee Tuesdays. Well, we are here at episode 34. Yeah, you heard that. Episode 34 of Tuzee Tuesdays. And I am Tuzee from Tuzeemusic. Well, to all of my regular viewers, I say welcome back and thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support. Thank you guys. And if you are here for the very first time, I say welcome. Welcome, and you are here with a purpose. You know, our show today is gonna be amazing. It's a topic that's very relative to what we're all going through right now, and you know, I really hope that it will inspire you, because that is the goal of Tuzee Tuesday. You know, the goal of Tuzee Tuesday really is to inspire each other. You know, have fun and add some value to one another. And in doing that, we learn to love ourselves enough that we can love on others. So I really hope that you're inspired from today's show. And, you know, I always say, if you have a topic or like an idea, you think, oh, this is a great idea to share on the show, especially right now with everything going on. If there's something that's work for you, you know, that is working for you and your family, and you think, I would really like to share that, you can contact me. I am at Tuzee@Tuzee.com, and just send me that information, and I'll be more than happy to share with people here. Or you can always just comment in the comment and talk about your experiences. There's people out there that are dying to know things that are working these days. And yep, Nurses with Talent will return next week. That is the hope. We're going to be back with more exciting and amazing nurses next week. That is our hope. So if you are a nurse out there, you know, we are looking for nurses. I am looking to showcase your talent. Nurses are so amazing. You know, last week we did a show called Thank You Nurses, and I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more happy that I was able to do that. And I just want to say thank you again. Thank you again to everyone who partaked in that video and made it what it was, because it was just beautiful. Everyone that's watched it, I've gotten so many amazing feedback. Thank you for that. So today, like I was saying, we have another very inspiring topic today. So the topic for today is free time. Free time. How are you spending your free time? Yeah. You know, just saying that, actually, I know like a year ago or a couple years ago, I won't be able to do this show because, you know, there wasn't such a thing, especially here in Canada. We ain't got that kind of being a nurse and everything else. We got that. Not usually, you know. We have a saying in Liberia, we say time is money. So yeah, time is money, and yeah. Totally. Oh, but now with COVID and everything, with what our world right now, what we're going through, especially right now, we have a lot of that. We have a lot of free time. We have a lot of extra time on our hand that you know, we are just not sure what to do with them anymore. And it's become very burdensome. Having this extra time is driving us crazy. It's, you know, it's interesting. As I was preparing for this, as most of you know, I'm a singer-songwriter. Yeah, I just actually brought out a brand new song, Superstar, and I really hope you've listened. If you haven't listened, have a listen. It's a beautiful song. It celebrates mom. We can't say thank you enough for what our moms have done for us. So have a listen to it if you haven't. But I'm also a nurse, so a full-time nurse, and yeah, COVID hasn't been easy. So I just want to put that out there, that this show today is in no way denying the fact that COVID sucks. COVID is difficult. It's ridiculous. You know, I can think of a lot of other words to add to COVID, but it's true. This show in no way denies that. Because I'm very privileged to still have a job. And for all of you who still do have a job, you know, we are very fortunate and very privileged, because I know of people, families and friends of mine that have lost their job, you know, lost their businesses, you know, like have lost loved ones in this whole pandemic. So COVID does sucks. COVID has been terrible. It's been and there's no denying that. And I don't want you to think in any way that this show is to deny any of that, because it's true. I am a nurse and I'm working with COVID right now, and it absolutely sucks. COVID does sucks. But this show, the point of this show, like I say here at Tuzee Tuesdays, we inspire. So that we inspire and add value, And today's episode, free time, how are you spending your free time, is to help us understand things about the free time we have and how we can use it wisely. Why are we so bored? Because we have this extra time and those kind of stuff. So I hope you're inspired by it. And let's get digging in. So free time, like I was saying before, as I prepared for this topic, I was thinking, like a year and a half ago, I couldn't do this show because obviously who have that? Like everyone would be like, it's Tuzee, what are you talking about? Who has that? But now, apparently, everybody has free time these days. Like there are so many people with extra time. And as a result, people don't know what to do with this time, and it's driving us crazy. To a point, while getting this episode together, I stumbled upon a psychiatrist. I think he's a psychologist / psychiatrist. He wrote this guy wrote an article about his patients that he's been having since the pandemic, since COVID. And most of them have been coming in. Like usually he deals with mental health, but most of the mental health patients right now that he's getting has been coming in because they have just too much time on their hand, and they're dying of boredom, and they're not sure what to do with this extra time. And as a matter of that, people are requesting medications and medications and different things to help them stay calm and continue on. And in this article, he just talks about which is absolutely true. I work right now in mental health, and not even mental health, guys. It's actually just universal. It's like everybody now is struggling with this thing. And and he in this article, he shares the importance of getting active and using our those boredom, why our brain wants us to do something and not be so bored. He shares some really cool stuff about what we can do in filling up those spots to help us use our free time. I'm going to be referencing some of his stuff, obviously, like I just did just now, but it's a great article. I will put in the reference of my stuff so you can actually have a peek and read about it, because he has some really, really cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff that he included in there. But yeah, how are you spending your free time? And I'm talking to people that have too much free time on their hand. Maybe you're one of those people. You're not working from home. Maybe you commuted before, but you're not working from home. So that 2 hours of commute, you have that extra 2 hours to yourself. You don't know what to do with it. Or maybe you're just one of those, you're just home now and you have too much time. Or maybe you're one of those people who has already figured out your free time. And like I said when I started, if you're one of those people, please help us. Put it in the comment what's working for you. There's a lot of people out here we want to know, because a lot of us want to do things that work, especially right now. So if something's working for you, please put it in the comment and share it with other people. You can just email me and I will be happy to share it for you. But maybe it's working for you, and maybe you're one of those people that you're not even sure, what am I talking about? What do you mean free time? And I'm going to get to those people in a little bit. Being a nurse, I totally hear you. So I will be getting to those people. But for right now, we're going to be talking about people with a lot of free time on the hand and not sure what to do with it. So, like I started, COVID sucks. It does. It sure does. But I know I post sometime that life is a gift. Some days it really doesn't feel like it is, but it sure is a gift. One of my really good friends, she was just in an accident, and I was talking to her, and it's so, when you hear what happened to her, I'm not going to go into details, but when I got her text message back, she texted me back, and her words was, "Tuzee, I'm so grateful to be alive." She was just in a brutal accident. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the word to use but she says, "I'm so grateful to be alive." And I tell you guys, life is a gift. It does seem like a curse sometimes, like I said, like, especially right now with everything going on, like, especially for people who's lost their jobs and stuff, like, what is there? But, it's the fact that you're still here, like the song I'm writing, when you've got life, your dreams can still come true. But anyways, how are you spending that extra time? It was interesting because my kids, for Sunday school this weekend, they actually, it was interesting because the Sunday school teacher came on board, and he just said, "I want you guys to complain. Tell me what's upsetting you these days." And it was really interesting because it was kids, right? I think they do up to grade eight, and there was all these, and of course, COVID was the number one, obviously. And it was actually nice to just get them to take it all off their chest, because we need to do that. It was really cool. So I actually really like that. But free time. What are we doing with our free time? So, have you heard of something called dimensions of wellness? Dimensions of wellness. Yep, there is such a thing. There is. And there's actually quite a few dimensions of wellness. I think, like, there's some people talk about 12, some people talk about 9, and then there's this 8 that people tend to stick with. But it's amazing, the dimensions of wellness. That we have to fulfill to feel like good about ourselves. And it's interesting. COVID has strangled quite a few of them, and I'm going to be dealing with 5 today, like 5 of them that COVID actually has really stumbled on really hard. That even though there's COVID and it is hindering these things, we need to find a way to do them, because not doing them is just not good for us. And that's how we go into that. I'm feeling very bold and going crazy and needing, like, stuff to get us going. But, and I'm not denying the fact there's some people that's going to need to get that medication to help you through this. And it's okay. We know on the show it's okay not to be okay. It's okay, like I said. And actually, that's what I absolutely love when the Sunday school teachers started and said, "Just complain, guys. It's okay. Complain today. Complain, complain, complain." And then he went into his message that he wanted to tell the kids. So it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to say, "I am not okay." Yeah, say it with me. We are not okay, and that's fine. That's okay. I want you to know that. But these 5 essential wellness pieces that I want to share with you, don't get me wrong, every single piece are very, very important. They are. But these 5, like, I find is the 5 that is really being bombarded these days. The 5 that we really need to fulfill in order to feel like, and with COVID, it's become very, very difficult to do. So when I came across this really, really beautiful quote, and I think it sums up our topic for today, and what I'm about to tell you. And it's from this guy, author Ashe, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but it's like Ashe. He was African American tennis player, actually worldwide. Actually, of course he's not around anymore. One of the first African American tennis player, and he won a lot of great tournaments. But there is a quote from him that I thought really does sum up our show for today. And in the quote, he says, this is what he says: start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. I think that's just beautiful. Beautifully said. And just remember that quote as we continue our topic, because I think it's very essential that we get that we start where we are. Right now we are at a place that we all is very foreign to a lot of us, especially like I was saying, like our topic today, free time. There's a lot of us that never had that, never had that. And now we don't know what to do with it. But like he says, start where you are. Start where you are. Use what you have and do what you can. Okay. So guys, just before we go digging into those 5 very important and essential dimensions of wellness, like I told you guys, there's more than 5, but these are the 5 that I want to attack, because I think these are the 5 that's been really attacked with COVID and everything. Now we've been told you can't do this, you do, and I think it is the 5 that's really needs we need to attack, because understanding how important it is to really use these 5 and get back on board with these 5 to kill those boredom and, use our free time with them. It's very important. So I want to attack these 5. But just before we go into attacking these 5 dimensions of wellness, it's Tuzee's joke time. Of course, you didn't think we'll forget that. You didn't think I will forget that. Okay. So for our joke today, our joke is about a guy. This guy, he's like in his 30s, still single. So his friends, of course, can understand, like, why aren't you like at least dating or married yet? Why? What's going on? In his late 30s. And they're like, is it because you can't find a wife, like a good lady? And he said, no, it's not the case. Like every time I find a girl, takes her home to my mom, she doesn't like the girl. So obviously, he must be my mama's boy. Anyways, but obviously, so as a result, he haven't gotten anybody. So his friends are thinking what to do, how to help you get the girl, And then one of his friends thought of it, and he said, you know what? I think the solution is to find a girl. You know your mom very well, right? And he said, oh yeah, I know my mom inside out. I said, well, find a girl that is exactly like your mom. So he took his friend's advice and went and found a girl exactly like his mom. So they're playing at the park, him and his friends. And one of his friends said, wait, why do you look so serious? You mean you haven't found that perfect girl that your mom like? And he's like, oh yeah. Yes, I found the perfect girl. And yeah, just like my mom is totally in love with her. She absolutely loved this girl. And then he's like, well, then why are you so like, you look so miserable? What's the matter? And then he said, my dad doesn't like her. Oh my goodness, the trial we have to face, to get. But yeah, before we went into our jokes, so we were talking about dimensions of wellness. So I said that we're going to this. I know people discuss 12. There's people that discuss 9. There's 8, but we're going to be discussing 5 that I think is very essential to what's going on right now, and that is very much needed in these extra time. And I just want to say, just before we go talking about these dimensions, I want us to be on agreement. I need to know that I have people that I'm talking to agree with me that we are going to beat COVID. You know that, right? We are going to beat COVID. So types of wellness. The ones that I'm going to be discussing today, the 5 I'm going to be discussing, one is your social wellness, your physical wellness, your emotional wellness, intellectual wellness, as well as your spiritual wellness. So, yeah, tell me. Those 5, I think, are very important. And COVID has stumbled on them quite a bit. And I think that's why a lot of us are in this circle of boredom. And, we have too much free time. We don't know what to do with it. And, and that. So, social wellness. Social wellness. So what is that? Just like it says, social. Our relationships with people, positive relationships, our relationships with people, relationships with family, relationships with friends, and like I said, these are things that we can't really do. A lot of us, we're not like, with our restrictions, you can't visit people anymore. You can't, mingle with your friends if you're like a teenager or like a young adult. You can't do that anymore. So that social wellness piece that is so important to us is, being stepped on. And really, that's what we feel. Like a lot of us feel, and I'm not joking, like if we don't have, we are human beings. We are interconnected. We need to be social. We need to be able to mingle with people. And with COVID, there's so much restriction on that. But you know what? I want to tell you, COVID or no COVID, we need to have that. And I'm not telling you to break the rules. No, I will never tell you to break the rules of COVID. I'm a nurse. And if there's anyone I want this thing to be done and over with, I'm one of those people. So of course, as much as I would like to tell you, no, I'm not going to tell you to do that. But this is what I'm going to say, even though we can't meet our friends and families physically, there are lots of ways. I actually come from Liberia, West Africa, as a lot of you know. And the internet, I know a lot of you are so much more tech savvy than me, but the internet is, so amazing for connecting with people. And a lot of people nowadays are so, technical. Now, I guess that's the word to use. It was actually interesting when my dad, my dad actually on Facebook. I was like, what? My dad's on Facebook? But it's very interesting because a lot of people are we're all going technical like these days. So, and it's a great thing, especially right now, because you can connect with people that way. You can, my family, like I said, they're way in Africa, but I can literally have dinner with them. We can do a Zoom call. We are eating at the same table. We can read books together. We can, play games together. You just name it. It's like, I know you're not there, like it's not the same, but it's you can still see them and do these things, and which is really neat. So I say we should take advantage of that, because we really need to fill up that social wellness piece. Because if you weren't in your house, if you one that was like a social butterfly, oh my goodness, and now you're stuck, you're not doing anything, you're not going anywhere, you were just you in your house. Oh my goodness, you gotta do something. You gotta connect with people that you always connected with, even though like there's some people that might not be technical, but you still need to be able to connect. So there's a lot of different ways, but I know the big one is definitely internet, like connect on the internet, of course, and it's really cool now with like, Disney Plus and like Netflix even, you can do like an actual whole, You can watch movies together. You can plan to do like a movie night with your friends, just like you would. I know it's not the same, of course, I get that. But you guys will all be in the same kind of watching the same movie at the same time, talking. You can chat through at the same time, which is like, it's really cool. You can eat popcorn, throw it at each other. Of course, you'll be hitting the TV. Watch it for your mama. But but yeah, you can do that, which is so cool. And you know, there was I was my husband, I was talking the other day, because he was like, there's people complaining that they haven't seen their parents in like a year, and they live in Canada. And I get it. We have the restriction. You need to follow it. But oh my goodness, say hello from a distance. It's okay. Drive on the street. If you need to stand, wait at the door and yell and say, hey, I'm here. Hello. Do it. We need to, because we need to fill that social void. We need to be able to do that, because I'm not joking. If you don't do that, there's that part of you that feel incomplete, and it takes her into this sense of depression and stress. Of course, stress is the new norm, but it's gonna help. So yeah, definitely social wellness. Our social wellness is so important. We need to connect. We need to connect with people. And it's cool. Like, if you're not one that's very tech savvy, let's go back to the old way. Send a letter. I think it's really cool. I always love receiving letter. I still do. So if you want to contact me, if you send me a letter, I'll be so happy, because it's just amazing to actually open a letter. The other my in-laws, they actually sent a letter to my kids, and it was really cool. They were just excited when they opened it up, and it's cool. I know you're thinking that's so old school, Tuzee, but it's a way of communication. It's a way of staying connected, and I think it's actually really cool. So yeah, you can try that out too. But anyways, it was interesting, because I was just looking at the online, and I saw this really cool thing. There is this not community, but this neighborhood, because people before had all the time they didn't really get to know each other, not as much. But now with COVID, and people are actually working from home, some people are actually just home. They figure, what, instead of just staying home, why don't we figure a way to get to know our neighbors? And you know what they came up with, which I think is actually pretty brilliant. Still observing the COVID rules and everything, the social distancing. Every evening, most of the evenings, they actually all gather together, social distance, at a social distance level. They put the chairs, in front of the porch, and they literally chat as a community, like sit and talk about stuff, like get to know each other a little bit. And it's actually you're thinking, oh my goodness, but it works. It's a beautiful thing. It's actually really cool that people thinks of that, because I know, like, we have all this time on our hand, we don't know what to do with it, but you know what, we need to take advantage of it. We need to, because like I said from the beginning, we are going to beat COVID, and you're going to have this time. So yeah, take advantage of that. And like we say, use what you have, right? Start where you are, and use what you have, and do what you can to make it work, because we need to fill up that social wellness void that we have. Because if we don't fill that out, then we become like, we go through all those stages, and we need it. We are humans, and that's how we work. We need to do that. So that is social wellness. I know I stay a long time on social wellness. I'm going to try to go faster with the others, because we don't have a lot of time, but I think social wellness is a really big one. It's very important. We really need to be able to socially connect with people. Very important. And physical wellness. Physical wellness is also very, very important. Physical activity, exercises. If you're one of those people who exercise, you go into the gym every single day, gyms are closed. I totally hear you. It's frustrating. It is frustrating. Gyms are closed. Now you can't do your workout routine that you're so used to. Your whole body is used to that. And now you're falling off the track and it's driving you insane. I get it. Because, it's important that when we have a routine, we stick with it. But you know what? I want to encourage you because it is true. You know it. Like I know it. Physical activities, our physical well-being is so very important, especially like in stress reduction and a lot of things. Physical activities helps a lot. Like exercises is a great thing. And I know we can't go to the gym right now, but you know what? We can still exercise. We can still be physically active. And that could look like, maybe a walk. It could look like a walk. It could look like, if you were the most little one in your family, you can probably do like a whole family workout now. Make your basement into a workout. They have like workout videos that you can watch online and follow the steps. And I know it's not the same. I'm not denying that it's so different, Tuzee. It's true. It is true. There's nothing better than having like actual trainer tell you, work you out, and when you come home, you can't even sit down. Been there, done that. But I get that. But since we can't do what we used to do, take advantage of what we can do. Like we said, like authors said, start where you are and use what you have, because that's what we can do. So walks in the park. Turn your basement into a little workout place. Make it fun. Make it a whole family thing. I know you used to go to your gym by yourself. Maybe you have family. Make it like a family thing. You guys all work out like in the basement. Just some fun stuff. Put a TV on and work out to it. Or like go for runs. That's allowed. You can go for runs. Of course, keep your social distance. Wear a mask wherever you need to. Absolutely. But don't say, I can't go to the gym now, so I can't do any workout. Yeah, you're hurting yourself. Yeah, it's true, because we need that. Physical wellness is so important. We need to be able to feel that energy. We need to be able to rejuvenate that. So it's very important that we do that. And like I said from the beginning, it helps lowers our stress when you are out there, taking your mind off other stuff. And it helps a lot. And you know that. If you are like a workout person, you know that. You know what workout does for us. It helps a lot. It's not just about looking fit and being fit. It actually helps with a lot more things than being fit. So don't neglect your workout because the gym is closed. I encourage you, still do your thing. When I had Tia on the show on Nurses with Talent, which was actually really cool, she said, I don't play soccer anymore because all the soccer places I felt. But you know what? I still do my best to talk to people that do soccer. I watch soccer on TV. And yes, it's true. We need to do what we can. That's just that. Do what you can to continue with our physical well-being. And now we're going to move on to emotional well-being. Emotional well-being, this is such a big one. Feeling the positive about yourself, feeling positive. Right now, like feeling positive, sharing your feelings, not even just positive, but sharing your feelings, and being able to feel positive about yourself is very important. Like I said, this teacher, the Sunday school teacher for my kids, he literally told the kids to just, go ahead and say what was on their mind and complain a little bit. Sometimes you need to do that. And sometimes complaining to yourself doesn't work. That's why our social circle is so important. But emotional well-being is really important. Having that sense of optimism. These days, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm in denial because I'm not. I work with COVID and it's true. I know COVID is real. But every news you turn on, it tells you about how many people COVID has, where COVID is, where this, and it's so much. the news. You need to get the positive news. Oh my goodness. I know it's such an oxymoron saying news and positive, but it's kind of ironic. But positive news is so good for your emotional well-being. Every time looking at negative, I heard people talking about the fourth wave, and I was like, what? I'm not even thinking about no fourth wave. I'm knowing that we're going to get rid of COVID, and that's it. But our world right now is so surrounded by negativity, and emotional well-being is so important. Feeling good about ourselves. And like we just talked about, people going to the gym. Now you're not working out. You feel like, oh my goodness, I can't even touch the skill anymore. But revamping yourself to think, gym's going to be open and I can totally get that off, and, revamping yourself to think positive about yourself, be optimistic and, try, like my big recommendation, big thing that I do, I say, try to listen to positive stuff. We have enough negativity. We don't need to listen. Our human mind, we think negative. Like you don't even need someone to tell you to think negative. You already think negative. You don't need to do that. So find positive stuff. Look for those news that actually is uplifting stuff that uplifts you, and build up your emotional wellness, your emotional wellness, because it's very important. It's very, very important. Just as important as social well-being and physical well-being, your emotional well-being is so big and very important, because lots of people don't see your emotional well-being, but you see it, you hear it, you know it. And it's very important, because when you have a positive aspect, like positive, optimistic, feeling about yourself, you want to do more. But yeah, so our emotional our emotional wellness is very important, just as important as everything else. And that will take us on to our next well-being. Next wellness I want to talk about is our intellectual wellness. So intellectual, just like it sounds, expanding our knowledge and abilities, giving our brain new work to work on. Right now things is so different with everything going on, online schooling, and different things, so many things going on, and like free time, not doing stuff. But we have to keep our intellectual well-being, our intellectual wellness great active as well. And in ways we can do that, it's like, like I said, give the brain something new to work on, practicing new stuff, doing some new cool stuff. I actually, it's been pretty interesting, because I have been learning how to play like some cool video games with my girls, because they are big. My girls and my husband are big in video games. And if you know anything about me, I am like, well, my brothers will know this more than anyone, because growing up they play a lot of video games, and I was one of those people that literally turned off the breaker. So I was known as Sister Satan, which is a terrible name to call your sister. I think very terrible. But I wasn't now that big with video game, but here I am now. It's really cool because my kids are home for online schooling, so like during breaks we're able to go, and they've been teaching me how to do like some video games. I've been learning a really cool one, Animal Crossing, and I have a really good friend that is actually, she's like a gamer, so she's going to teach me all the ropes, because I really want to beat my kids. It's so funny. Wouldn't that be so cool if I can actually beat them in a game? That'd be so cool. I think it would be cool. Anyway, so I'm learning some new video games, like learning some new stuff, and it's very important for intellectual wellness that we allow ourselves to gain new knowledge and grow every time, because and that's what free time is so cool, because you can do that. You can get to learn new things. You always had that childhood dream, something you wanted to do, And yeah, this is the time you can do it. Do it now because you want to keep your intellectual wellness intact as well. And lastly, but not the least, very, very important, is our spiritual well-being. Spiritual well-being. So doing things that is meaningful and give your life a purpose. Everyone's different, like I'm a Christian, and not going to church is such a big part of my life. And now with COVID, we don't get to do that. So actually connecting with people, like your fellow, Christians and stuff, for me, that I don't know what your spiritual well-being is like, but it could be as simple as, some people do meditation, some people do, different things, like different other stuff. But it actually is great to have that spiritual well-being because it gives you a sense of, of purpose. It gives you a sense of, belonging, it's great. It makes you unique, your spiritual well-being. And it's very important that we can keep that. And like I started, we don't go to church anymore, but you still have that. You can still. The other day, actually, they were calling, just looking for numbers to be able to connect with members, which is really cool. So it's like, don't neglect your group of your social wellness group. Still try to connect with them. I know you can't meet in person anymore, but you can call them. I don't want to go back to saying you can send them a letter, but I will say that you can send them a letter. A nice phone call is always nice, and always wait from a distance. That's always nice too. But yeah, make sure you are. It's really important that we are actually, those 5 things. They're very important, and like I said from the beginning, every single dimensions of wellness is very important. But those 5, like I said, I'm sure you agree with me. These are the 5 that's really have been attacked and tackled by with us having COVID, with COVID being here. So these are ways we can actually still get those wellness. We can still continue to do those wellness, even though we can't do it to the fullest. We can still do it, even though we are on the lockdown, even though we are still fighting COVID. So really, I really hope that this topic was inspiring for you and, meaningful to you, and that you learned something or 1 or 2 things from it. And I really encourage you, because I know it's a difficult world right now. But just like author Ashe said, and I'm not sure I'm saying, but just as he said, we have to start where we are. Start where we are, use what we have and do what we can, because we need to be able to function. We are people, and it's not like, and we are so adaptable. That's the cool thing about humans. We are so adaptable. So you just have to be willing to make yourself adapt to these other new little ways, and not forgetting that we will be COVID, and soon you won't have this extra time. So use it wisely. Use this time that you have now it could be learn something new. Okay. Maybe read something new. Maybe do something like me. I'm trying video game. Oh, that's actually funny. But anyways, yeah, do something with your time. And I really hope this was an inspiring topic for you and you learn from it. And if you're someone that has something that's working for you, please contact me. I want to share it with I want to share it. And or you can always put in a comment. And guys, once again, this has been Tuzee Tuesdays, episode 34, free time. I didn't have time to go on to the people that don't, that have no free time. So maybe another day we will attack that. But for right now, we're going to be stopping at this. And I hope you were inspired, and I hope you will try one of those things, because we need, our wellness is so important. We need to continue to function even with COVID. So guys, once again, love you guys so much. This is Tuzee from Tuzeemusic, and you've been watching Tuzee Tuesdays. We will be back here next week with another episode. Love you guys. Have a great week. Mwah.
Mama, for real, you're super